Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Miss Lauren Riley. I'm really excited to be here tonight at the book launch for one of the current series of The Apprentice, Richard Woods. Now, as most of you will appreciate, I was on the last series of The Apprentice, so I'm old news in that respect. But these guys are current, bang up to date, so I want to interview for you as many candidates as we can get through. Some of the questions came from you guys, and some of them will obviously come from me, depending on what we find out about them along the way. We're really excited to get going and seeing who we can speak to tonight. So guys, I have with me here Scott Saunders.
Hello, how you doing?
Very topical at the moment, and I can't wait to grill you, Scott.
Okay.
I'm waiting to get my hands on you metaphorically all evening because I've got some really interesting questions.
Good, looking forward to it.
So let's start off with, your apprentice journey. You've been doing quite well today. Obviously we've got really topical issues to cover in a moment, but what are you doing outside of the show?
So outside the show, I've literally been working on my company, and that's the main, it's like my baby. It's the reason why I went through this whole process. So I've just launched a company called PayrollSupermarket.com, which is the first of its kind payroll comparison website for contractors. Okay. So it compares contractor insurance, contractor accountancy, and also umbrella companies, which doesn't exist in the world. So it's going really well. Got some big partners and stuff. So
fabulous! Congratulations! Yeah. And that's a new business that you're launching.
It's launched. It's launched. You can go see it. Yeah, I had 8,000 visitors last night in 1 hour. So it's
congratulations.
Yeah, thank
well
you very
done.
much.
Okay, so now on to the juicy bits. Thanks for the business angle. So we all saw you last night, Scott. So Selena was the one that was officially fired, and you effectively fired yourself.
Yeah, terminology is there.
There or thereabouts. And I have a good amount of respect for that. But tell us in your own words why you did that.
I think in a business relationship, it's a 50-50 partnership. And it's very, it's a big decision to go into business with anybody. And on this occasion, I felt that me and Lord Strickland didn't have that connection. And it's not just about me, it's also about him as well. It's a big share of my company, it's a lot of my life's work that I wanted to put into one thing. And I decided that I didn't want to be there anymore. There's no point in wasting people's time. There might be more people with opportunities that want to take it than myself. So I pulled the plug.
No, absolutely, and it's interesting to hear you say that, and I kind of guessed that was probably the reason, but it didn't really come out so much in the edit that you and him didn't enjoy the business chemistry, and we saw a few harsh words, but we as viewers got the impression, and people were tweeting along, that there was a lot more behind that story. Was there more than that came out in the edit?
I don't think there was more. I'd say I had put a lot of my effort and passion into everything that I'd done, and it's a big deal to me to always make sure that I'm fulfilling everything I'm doing. Now, on this particular task, I wasn't being given maybe the credit for previous tasks that I'd done, and I was almost being kind of like hit down for everything, which is fair enough. I like constructive criticism. However, I think I was a very strong candidate previous, and that wasn't put into the kind of show of what he wanted. So.
To be fair, I mean, when I look back, and obviously I've been through the process, so I know how the editing of it works, and sometimes it might do you a tiny bit of a favour, but most time it's going to, bite you on the bum. But when I look back in the edit on you, I thought up until that episode that you have been portrayed as a strong candidate, and so it was probably more of a shock to the audience for you to leave at the junction that you did, than maybe even you realised, because I thought you were coming across quite well. So how's the public reaction been to that? Because I have a respect for that, because I know that anybody that comes into the link app, I have to have that working relationship, and that's really important because you're on the ground with that person, whether they have shares in your company or not. So I respect that, but did everybody share my opinions, or did you get any criticism?
I've had a huge response, and it's been a good response. I haven't actually seen anything bad as yet. I think what I've maybe portrayed is the everyday man that kind of works on a day-to-day basis, and almost standing up for what you may believe in, or standing up for yourself for that. And I think people have really respected that, because I was quite worried maybe on how people may perceive that as being a quitter and that kind of stuff. Just to get one thing straight, I'm not a quitter, but if something's not right, you should always go with gut instinct, and that's what I did. And the response has been amazing. I've got a lot of support from it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Any regrets?
No regrets at all. I'm fully back.
What about one smidge you regret? Because when we were outside before, me and Scott arrived at the same time, we were coming into the building together, and we happened upon an accountant who said, brilliant, well done, like good for you for standing up for yourself. But I would have gone on the street first and then told him where to go.
Yeah.
Even that.
That's a clever move. Maybe I should have done that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Got a free pin, but that's the very thing which I want people to understand. It wasn't about enjoying myself at that time. It wasn't about taking anything from the process that I wasn't supposed to take. It was about me at that time making a decision and going through with it. That's why I left at the time I did, and that's how it happened.
And I'm sure you had the nation cheering you on while you did it, Scott. Thank you very much for interviewing.
Cool.
Good luck with everything you go on to do.
Thank you.
Everybody follow Scott's journey.
See you later. Thank you.
Hi guys, what an absolute treat I've got for you. 5 current apprentice candidates in a row. It'll be really boring with the question, ask them the same thing, but let's see what quickfire responses we get. So, first up, we've got David.
Hello.
What was your favourite thing about filming The Apprentice?
The favourite thing about filming The Apprentice was meeting a lot of brilliant people.
Like
Aisha, Selena, Sam, Natalie. A lot of people didn't like Selena, but actually, in the house, but in the house, I'm not gonna lie, I stuck up for Selena on a few times.
I stuck up for you.
And she did.
I said that you were a quirky little monkey in your exit interview.
Yeah, and I kicked off when the cameras weren't rolling to look after you. The thing is, the way I see it is like, you've got to look after people, and I think like if you look after people in the right way, they'll look after you.
Okay, alright, very nice words from David. Okay, David, off we go. Oh, hello. Natalie. Okay, Natalie from the series of The Apprentice. What was the best thing about filming The Apprentice?
Realising just how scary the boardroom actually was.
Terrifying. Scott Saunders.
Shh, he's ruining things as usual.
Okay. Natalie, so say again, what was the best thing about this year's Apprentice?
Realising just how terrifying the boardroom actually is, and it's not just an act, it's actually the scariest thing you've ever experienced in your life, probably.
Good advice for anyone considering going on there next year. Sam, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hi.
Apprentice, how was it for you? What was the best thing?
What was the best thing about The Apprentice?
Writing
the book, writing Snotty Dink. That was the best.
So Snotty Dink as an episode was your highlight?
Yeah, it was great. It was a great task, great book, amazing working girl. We're running it together now, so
congratulations.
Yeah, super fun.
Really fun. Selena's having her own conversation over here, so let's see what we can get out of her. Very quickly, Selena. What was your Apprentice highlight?
Being fired.
Brilliant, we'll leave it at that. I'm going to come back to Selena. Aisha, welcome to the vlog.
Hello.
Congratulations on getting on this year's Apprentice. What was the highlight for you?
The highlight for me was just having such a fun time on my task. I know you don't see that much in the episode, but me and the ladies, we had such a laugh and we were crying with laughter, and it's just a shame that didn't come through more in the episode.
I actually have to agree with that. I remember there were so many episodes I look back and I thought, actually we had loads of fun filming that, but it actually doesn't come out. That was my very quick whiz around the current series of The Apprentice. Thank you very much. Okay guys, so arguably I've saved the best to last. We are here with Miss Selina Waterman-Smith, sorry. And probably, I don't think you would argue, the most controversial character of this series.
Well, I would argue that, Lauren, because I am controversial.
Go for it. Go on then. Alright, we'll start off with an argument. Go for it, Selena. Why are you not the most controversial character this year?
I genuinely don't know. I didn't think that I was that interesting. I am quite an outspoken person. I always speak my mind, and apparently that's maybe a bit of a target for the press, which I think is slightly unfair. I was there for business, but what can you do?
So you were there for business, but unfortunately, or fortunately for you, depending on how you play it going forward, there has been a lot of interest in you, I think, on social media, through the press. How has that experience been for you? Positive, negative, indifferent?
I think to start with, it was definitely a negative experience. I'm really disappointed that when I went on to what's claimed to be a BBC Business documentary, that there were immediately stories released about me into the press that I was a stripper in Dubai, and that was the nature of my company. I think as a 32-year-old successful independent businesswoman, those claims are really damaging. And it's really disappointing that in this day and age we have to undermine women in business by calling them strippers and whores and everything else. It's just pathetic.
Okay. So that's obviously it was quite a traumatic start for you, but you seem to have come out as a fighter. So I follow you, some of the stuff you're doing on social media. So you obviously retweet people and try and get the positive. So you said it was a negative start. Has it got better for you?
I think that one of the things I pride myself on in life is turning situations around. I haven't always been through the most positive of experiences, and I've been a bit unlucky, perhaps in my personal life. But I have come to England to turn it around, and I want people to see the real me, and that's what I've been trying to do since I'm here. And I feel like it has become more positive as time's gone on.
Okay, well that's good news. So what's next? So obviously the press has got a hold of the story of Selena. Some of the stuff, obviously you're quite active on social media, so you could argue that you've encouraged that. But then you've also tried to fight against some of the stuff that you say, you know, The Apprentice has been involved in. So what's next for you? What was the reason you're on The Apprentice, and what do you want out of it?
Well, obviously I was on The Apprentice like everyone else to get the £250,000 investment from Lord Sugar. I've been in business for a very long time by myself, and I've never asked for or had help from anybody. So it would have been really great to get that investment, but I now see that there are maybe other ways to getting the money, whether that's via another investor or whether that's from doing any other kind of media work. And to be completely honest, I don't see why I shouldn't do that. If there is interest in me, I don't come from money. Who would judge me for wanting to better myself and better my companies by making money? And I just think that that's perfectly normal and perfectly natural, and also people shouldn't judge me for making decisions that I want to if they're not hurting anyone else.
Okay, I mean, you represent now, whether you like it or not, women in business.
Thank you.
Agreed?
That's nice to know.
It is. I mean, when you put yourself in a position when you're on The Apprentice, it was the same for me, it was the same for you, it was the same for whoever's ever on it next year, you represent women in business. So when you say it doesn't affect anybody, if you go on and maybe make the right or wrong decisions and they are subjective, do you still stand by that it won't affect anybody? If you go on and, you know, I'm sure you'll be successful in business, but if you go on and court the media and potentially do something, I don't know, reality TV wise, that people don't see as that serious, do you think that's harmful, or do you think...
Well, I think it depends what you mean in terms of harmful. I think if you're completely independent and you don't have people backing you, why shouldn't you have the opportunity to make money from a means that is essentially selling yourself? And I don't think I'm a particularly bad role model. I've not said that I've gone out there to be a role model, but essentially I am self-employed. I am completely self-sufficient. I am a survivor of difficult circumstances. I have done a lingerie shoot recently where I showcased the fact that I'm not anorexic. I think these are all positive values for any young woman or young entrepreneur to ascribe to. And I would like to think that's a positive step forward.
Well, I mean, absolutely, there are a lot of models out there that are, you know, arguably too far on the skinny side, so people that are showing their curves fine.
I'm never going to be a skinny girl, it's just not who I am. And I did lose a lot of weight recently that I was so happy about, and I am 32, so it was really, honestly, it was really nice to be asked by a lingerie brand to say, would you post some photos with us? I mean, why the hell not? Why shouldn't I post some photos?
Good for you, but what has that got to do with women in business?
Well, it doesn't. But am I not allowed to do things in my private life?
But it's not private, it's public.
Well, so what? But that's up to me, isn't it?
No.
It doesn't necessarily mean I can't be a businesswoman if I am attractive and I am allowed to be in lingerie shoots. I think that anyone should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. It's not hurtful, it's not damaging, it's not promoting false images, it's not slutty, it's not disingenuous, it's not, you know, in any way distasteful. I'm certainly not interested in going down the lads mag route, but I think I should be allowed as a woman to make my own choices and to do what I want to do, and that's what I always do.
And has there been any negativity from that? So you've just sort of talked to me, and I'm sure that's public knowledge, but confessed to me that you've done a lingerie shoot. Has there been any negativity about that?
Actually, I'd have to say about 95% of it has been positive, which I'm really happy about. I fully acknowledge that if I was to go down the typical lads mag route, you would encourage negative comments, and I think that's fair. I'm not in this to be a lads mag girl. I've done a shoot, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's
so it's a one-off, you're not the next Louisa?
I don't think so. People have asked me following Louisa, but I have to say with all due respect, I follow no one.
Strong words and fighting talk from Selena there. Thank you for coming on the vlog and for interviewing, and the best of luck in whatever it is that you decide to do.